So let me move on. So let's break down what's going on with the candidates. Now, in the polls, and this is just a poll that just came out on the 8th. And this poll is through Politico and the Morning Consultant. So number one in the poll, leading by 30%, you got Joe Biden. Number two, Sanders, 22%. Number three, Elizabeth Warren, 16%. Number four, I believe it's Buttigieg, Pete Buttigieg, 9%. And guess what? Oh, Mr. Stop and Frisk himself from New York, Mr. Moneybags Bloomberg, number 5, 6%. Watch this now. He just got in the race. He just got in the race like what, 2 weeks ago? Mr. Stop and Frisk. And guess what? The one lonely black soldier, Cory Booker, number 7, 3%. What? Huh? How did he get leapfrogged by Bloomberg? Bloomberg's number 5. Cory Booker's number 7. What's going on? Let me say this. We as African American people, we're splintered. We're splintered. You know what a splinter is? You know, like you got a piece of wood, and if you crack it, then you got a whole bunch of pieces. Splintered. That's exactly what the African American community is. We're splintered. Somebody got to say it. I'm SpeakRoc. I'm going to say it. We're splintered. I'm going to tell you why we're splintered. You have those from academia, those who are smarter than the average bear. They done went to college and got multiple degrees. Guess what? They're like, I'm smarter than you. You need to vote. And we're going to tell you who to vote for. And we're going to be excited about these people because we live, eat, and breathe this. You can watch it on any news station. And I'm not bagging on these people. I'm just stating a fact. These are facts. These are people who are excited about political processes. And they went to school for it. I get it. And guess what? That's their life. Politics. And they will tell you to vote, 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 vote. And then they will look down on you if you choose not to vote. Funny thing is, they look down on you if you voted for who they believe is the wrong person. I'm not understanding that one. I still don't get it. Maybe I'm not from academia like that. I still don't get it. I don't get that. But we'll address that a little later. Then you have blue-collar folk. Middle class, if you will. They say there's no more middle class, so I don't know.
It's still there.
That's what I thought, too. I thought the middle class was still there, too, but...
It ain't going nowhere. They're trying to put us out, though.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. Some will argue and say, hey, either that it's the have and have-nots. If you're in the middle, you're a step away from being a have-not. So I can kind of understand that. For real. Here's the deal. You got blue-collar folk, some blue-collar folk. Truth be told, if it really don't affect me, guess what? I ain't got no dog in that fight. If it really ain't affecting my day-to-day, I ain't got no dog in that fight. Then you have, I'm really going to stir the pot on this one. Then you got good old church folk. Good old spiritual folk. Call it what it is. Good spiritual folk who just believe, you know what? God got it. God got it. God gonna make it happen. Don't matter who the president, because God reigns supreme. Like, wow. And I always, when I hear that, I always sit to myself and I wonder if God be like, stop blaming stuff on me. Stop putting stuff on me. Like, no, go vote. Like, pay your taxes. Like, you do some work. Quit putting everything on me. But that's what some of us in the church community do. Just God got it. And you know what? I get it. I understand God got it. I understand God is the ultimate and he has the final say. So I get all of that. But I don't believe in putting the responsibilities that God has for us to do all on God. And then just act like look. Everything okay. Yeah. Everything not okay. All your burdens. People suffering, but God got it. I don't get that. So those are just 3 demographics I named. Okay?
That's another show right there.
Absolutely, that's another show. But the point is, the reason these are topics that need to be talked about. And what happens is that we turn on each other and we claw at each other. We claw at each other because we all think what we think is right. The most educated portion of us, we feel whatever we say out of our mouth, we feel it's right. And then we just bang and degrade and belittle those who are not as educated. Because we'll start saying things like this. Well, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, dude, okay, I didn't go to Harvard like you. Dude, I get it. I ain't graduate from Howard, or HBCU, like you. You went to school for this. No wonder you believe it so much. I get it. But does that give you the right to degrade people who are not that much in the political process as you? You studied it. You should know it. Good for you. But that's what's happening. Nobody wants to talk about it. See? Because a lot of what we do, we think, you know what? We're going to join clubs. And I got to say this because if I don't say it, who's going to say it? I ain't worried about nobody getting mad at me. What you going to do? Do nothing that you already doing? That's fine. Like, you ain't doing nothing for me anyway, so I have nothing to lose. So what we do, we join organizations, we join clubs, we join the Masons, we join the Black Greeks, we join the whatever, the Moose Lodge, whatever, I don't know. And we feel, you know what, we gonna connect our way to something. That's what we do. You know, I'm an alpha, I'm a Q, this is my sorrow, that's my frat.
It's to keep busy.
And we like that. I get it. That's fine. But the thing is, we about all these organizations, but we're really not about our people. I've talked to a number of fraternity members. They not thinking about me if I ain't frat. It sound good, because I'm going to tell you like this. If you not poor, like dirt poor, if you not hungry, if you not homeless, if you're just not downright illiterate, if you're not a felon, all these organizations ain't got nothing for you. I said it. Because please tell me when you saw a middle-class family making it happen, representing as a black man, as a black woman, married, raising kids, handling your business, being responsible, paying your taxes, being a productive member of society. Please tell me what program is out there for that demographic. I'll tell you, it's the church. Y'all ain't got to say nothing. It's the church. You can go to church. You can go to church and work and serve in the ministry. I ain't saying that's a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing, actually. But that's your reward, middle class family. That's what we have for you.
They be in church 7 days a week.
Oh, yeah.
All day.
Hey, I ain't got no problem. Look, I love church. I love Jesus. I love God. I love church people. I get it. But all I'm saying is, if we gonna really help all black people, where the programs to help all black people? That's what I'm saying.
The one with the mental illnesses.
I get it. Helping the least of us. I get that. There's a place for that. And that's a blessing. But that ain't all black people. That ain't all of us. So all I'm saying is, miss me with the finessing and the networking and the you watch my back and I watch yours. Everybody don't want to be in a Greek fraternity. And nor can they. That's all I'm saying. Nor can they.
You gotta go to school to do that.
Yeah. Well, they got some other way. They got some backdoor ways.
Oh,
they do? Yeah. They got a couple of ways. I had a couple of people approach me and say some things, and I'm like, whatever. So they might not admit to it, but I know what I know. I know the conversations I've had. Degree or not. Did you go to school? Well, yeah, I went to school. Did you graduate? No, I ain't graduate. Nah, man, we don't care. Well, no, I ain't gonna say they don't care. There's just another way to go about it. So,
I learn something new every day.
Yeah, we'll see. You'll see. Like my grandma used to say, live a little. All you gotta do is just keep living. But with that being said, I'm making my point. We're splintered. And by us being splintered, we're not acting like that, the Irish. Have you ever noticed? Let me bring up something. The most irate people on television is usually always Caucasians and blacks. The most irate when something isn't going right in the political world or whatever. I've never seen a group, other than unless they're under attack, I've never seen a group of Hispanics get truly irate because they're not making no headway in the political process. Never seen it. You? No. Never seen it. I've never seen a group of Asians get so irate because they're not making no headway in the political process.
Not in America, though.
You?
Maybe overseas.
No, I'm talking about America.
Yeah.
I'm right here.
No, I ain't never seen
I ain't never seen it. You're not going to see it.
Not gonna see it.
Because you know why? Because the Golden Duck and Peking Palace, as long as those still open and running and selling pork fried rice and orange chicken, they good. As long as Mealing's Beauty Supply is still selling some bundles of yaki.
Hey, don't forget about the nail shops.
Come on, man. As long as those running.
They got at least 50 of them every block.
Dude, as long as those running, they good. But we the ones, we will tear down our own. All because they feel we didn't give some black candidates a shot to be competitive, to run in a Democratic race. I would say, why are we always pointing blame? Why are we pointing blame? Somebody might need to sit down and ask Kamala Harris and Cory Booker, like, where you been? Like, where you been? Like, what's really your connection to black folk? Because one thing I'm getting tired of, and I'm going to address this a little later, I'm getting tired of every time there's a political campaign, we're blaming black folk. Oh, so-and-so didn't win. It's black folk fault. Black folk didn't vote. Or you voted for the wrong person. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Every race. See, we done got so smart. Now we can sit here and look at some data. Well, the data right here says, the data. Like, are we serious? That's what we do. We want to look at data and blame black folk. Since we so starved for data, I got a little data myself. Got a little data myself. You know what the population is of African Americans in this country? 14%. We make up 14% of the United States of America. Black folk, African Americans, the Negro.
I thought it was more than that.
14%. No, where are you getting that from? After mass incarceration, after, abortion. Come on now, see, I'm about to open up everything. We just having abortions like it's cool. There go our population down the tubes, literally, down the drain, literally. Yeah, but see, that's another conversation for another day.
That's another show.
Black men getting locked up. Black women outnumber black men almost. What? I don't want to say 10-1. It's about 7.
Yeah, it's about.
Black women outnumber black men.
I've always been since I was a kid. I've always seen that.
So,
whether it was school or whatever.
If black men get locked up in the prison industrial complex that's been going on, oh, by the way, with y'all so-called first black president, he spearheaded that along with his wife. And she's the woman that we wanted it. Y'all wanted her in office. See? We ain't together. So my question to y'all need to think about this.
We go off of the color of the skin. Oh, they black. We can trust them. They black. You know how folks do.
Well, it's not as well. I would disagree a little bit because it's not just that. It's
not just.
We don't have an agenda.
We don't.
We talk about agendas every year. Every year we try to talk about what we want, but it's really not what we want as a mass. It's what the quote unquote talented and educated demographic of us. Those are the ones who are so-called speaking for us. Think about it. We really, and I'm gonna get into this later. We really not galvanized, or we don't have an incubator for black political candidates. I've asked a couple of people this week for this show. I said, please name me one person that you know that your community backs. That you looked at Jamal and was like, man, look, the hood behind Jamal. Jamal, you ain't got to worry about tuition. We got you. Because you will be a judge. And when you run for other higher offices, we behind you. You got our vote, Jamal, because we understand you fight for the people. We get it. You know what? We going to spread the work. See what I'm talking right now? I'm talking about work. That take work. And I've asked a number of people, who do we know who doing that? Who do we know? Or where's the candidate that you backing? Not that you individually, at least your neighborhood. At least. Yeah. Well, first of all, that's another conversation for another day. We don't have communities.
Not anymore, no, we don't.
No, exactly.
Not
Thank
anymore,
you.
we don't.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
A community takes banks, schools, hospitals, along with neighborhoods. That is a community, along with businesses. If you don't have those things, you don't have a community. You're just living in a project that they turned into a neighborhood. That's another conversation for another day.
We lost that years ago.
You can argue with me. Look, I'm going to have my political consultant call in. Ed, not political consultant, leadership consultant. Ed, the leadership consultant, he's going to be calling in just a couple of minutes. If you hear what Ed has to say and you hear what I'm saying and you want to interject and give some input or you want to ask me a question, feel free to give me a phone call at 313-868-0331. That's 313-868-0331. And I'm telling you this is problematic. Us being so divided the way we are is problematic. Because the moment things don't go our way, the moment they don't go our way and we don't have a candidate that, you know, the powers to be feel that we should support, we turn on each other. We get upset at one another and we blame each other. Because it was so funny. I said this. They was like, well, the reason Donald Trump got elected is because of black folk. I'm like, what data is this? Oh, a lot of the political pundits. Easy, all the time, a number of times. The reason Donald Trump got elected is because black folk did not show up and vote. Because they're using the numbers of when President Barack Obama ran, black folk showed up in droves. I got an easy analogy for that, though. I've told people this. Like, see, I'm a Barney Rubble kind of guy. I can talk big and use $10 words and give you, you know, a thesis and the whole nine. Got it. Too easy. But let's just talk layman terms sometimes. Look here. President Barack Obama was the 44th president, right? So there was 43 presidents prior to him. So because of that, if you had vanilla ice cream 43 times in a row every Sunday after dinner, and for dessert you were served vanilla ice cream 43 Sundays in a row, and if you was finally given a bowl of chocolate ice cream on that 44th Sunday, before you even tasted, you looked at it and was like, what's this? Okay. Then the smell hits your nostrils. Okay. What's going on? Then you just messed around and you just messed up and you tasted it.